This is a guy who owns the forest here called Silikinyi Forest. Purely indigenous trees here. Very dense, you can see. A lot of crickets. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. My name is Sande. Welcome to this amazing YouTube channel, Sande. So if it's your first time here, please consider subscribing the channel. For the frequent viewers, thank you so much for coming back to watch this amazing YouTube channel. So I'm coming live in this village called, I'm still in Manyinyi, I think, in Africa, Viga County. And it's a very nice village, very green. You can see trees all over. It's a very nice village. So today we're going to talk about a small forest that I grew up seeing it here. And I was trying to reach to the owner of the forest, but we didn't. I wasn't able to get him. But I just want to show you around the forest. But next time when we have a chance, we're gonna have an interview with him one-on-one to tell us what's his experience living in the forest for all that time. This guy called Silikinyi, Silikinyi. That's the way you can pronounce that name. So this guy here used to live, and he still lives in the forest somewhere here. That's the forest there, which I want to show you. So the guy used to live here for the longest time I've known him. He used to live in the bushes. So it was really interesting because that's not a normal thing that people used to see. And the funny thing, in their family, it's kind of they had that can say character, because one of his brothers was living in caves. So you can imagine. So the guy lives in the forest, the brother lives in the caves. So this is the forest called Silikinyi Forest, and it used to be more dense than the way it is now. So when we were growing up, it used to be a very dense forest, and you could see snakes around here, and it used to be very scary. I remember, very scary, and it used to be purely with the indigenous trees. You can see them. For you to have such kind of a big Nandi flame, that with the orange flowers, and same that one there, that means that that's a tree that has been there for years. Same goes to these crotons. That will tell you that this tree has been here for years and years. So I tried to reach out to this guy through another person, but he was not available. But next time we'll have to make sure we find him, to ask him what's happening and why did he end up living in the forest. But it's a very, very interesting forest. Look at it from this angle here. Purely indigenous trees. There's some guavas here. This is a guava tree, and purely indigenous trees. It used to be like in two blocks here and the other side, but something happened and he lost one of the block of the forest. So you can hear the birds now. You can hear the birds. So very, very big forest. Mrembe mna sana. Very, very dense. So one day I will look for a guy who will be able to connect me with the guy, have an interview about this amazing forest here. So it should be this block, there's another small block here, and another block down here. So a forest here, it's a dense forest. You can this block here. As you can hear the crickets, that shows that we're in a forest. And it's not just a forest, but a natural forest. So I actually admire this place so much, and I think that if I had money, I could just talk to the man, they buy it, they do a very nice fencing, and they just leave it like the way it is, very intact, without like touching it, just leaving it very intact. You can see, that's our crickets. Very loud. Let me see if I can see one. Oh, there's one that I've seen, but you cannot see it on a plain eyesight. So this guy is a very unique person, you know, and I even find that some people are like, you're supposed to sell these things and just eat the money, and because you know normally here in Africa, when people see you aging, they feel like you deserve to like sell what you have because you're going to die. But that's not the issue. Some people have they're like conservators. So for him, it's just okay when this place looks like this, and you can hear the crickets and all that. That shows you that the place is very healthy. So the forest used to be bigger than this, but it was affected by the road. When the road was expanded, it kind of displaced the forest a little bit because it was in 3 blocks. This one, that one, and the other one. And the road used to be like a very tiny road, and the forest was very, very dense. You see the other side of the forest, and it used to be purely indigenous. I only used to see like one eucalyptus tree, but all the trees were indigenous, and they were so big. I see they're so big. So I'll look for that guy, and we'll do a very nice interview about him. So we'll be able to access the forest. I know the forest has snakes, but when we are with him, maybe we'll be able to talk to the snakes because they are used to him. So we'll talk to this. He'll be able to allow to give us safety, because he'll be there with us. That's my plan. But today, I just wanted to show you a little bit of part of the forest. You can see we're still going, but you can still see it from a distance. So that means that it was a well-established forest, which is so nice. And I love the fact that an old man like him can still lack that greediness of selling it and just eating the money, because I've never seen even his kids. I don't know if he has one. So, but it's just like let me keep the forest for the world to enjoy, So his story will be really interesting to hear from him, so that we may find out why did he choose to live that lifestyle whereby you make a very tiny house in the middle of the forest, then you are there. So if you want to have that interview, kindly comment on this comment section. Tell us if you want to have that experience, and I'll push so hard that we do that interview. What I'll do, I'll make sure that I get a correct connection to him, so that we have a translator who will be able to translate from what he's saying and what we will be asking, so that someone who he believes in, because for me, he might not know me very well. I'll have to use a very long introduction for me to understand who I am. But now I can use a person who knows him, so that he may be able to tell us what was his thoughts when he was coming up with when he was trusting the process by having this kind of a forest that people admire so much. By the way, those who love nature will admire so much, because he purely went for indigenous trees, purely indigenous trees. And indigenous trees are the best. They are the best out of the best. So we're still pushing, guys, still moving. It's a very lovely path here. So there are a lot of crickets. I know the village, the forests are really active and loud in terms of the animals or insects in the morning and late in the evening. So like at this particular moment, it's very active. You can hear a lot of noises around. But these are eucalyptus, these ones here, they are eucalyptus. So there's also another river down here where we used to go and swim. I wish I had time I could have taken you to see where we used to go and swim. There's so much plenty memories in this village. There are like several villages, so I'm traversing from one village to another. There's so much to explore and learn here, and remind ourselves about the life we used to live so many years back. So it's interesting to be here today. I'm weighing between going to this other side or this way. So what way should I use? Okay, I use this way, so that because I want to go and pick some keys. So this road leads to the river. So that's a river that we're gonna see, a very big river. I used to go and swim and have the best time of our lives. But now the water levels are so high, so when you go there you have to be very careful. So there are plenty of trees. We used to have plenty of trees along the river. So many trees those years. But now they have been cut down, slowly by slowly. But if you could have gone to the river, you are very much sure that you're gonna meet the forests along the river. So it was like plenty of trees along the river, which were really interesting for most of people who want to go and swim, because now you are swimming on the edge of the river is there are trees, so you swim and you pass through the trees, so it was really interesting. So another bird here, which one is it? Let me try and see. You can't tell the type of the bird. It's like a sing sisticola. So I want us to go down this way, but I show you that river that I'm talking about. There's a big river here called Tsaba, that's the word. But the bridge that we're going to cross is called Musila. It used to be a very risky bridge. Very risky, dangerous bridge. Before it was built, I will show you how it was repaired. But it used to have like one log across the bridge. But nowadays it's kind of it is prepared in a way that it has like it has been cemented, so it looks differently. There's a donkey here. Donkey. So most of the donkeys here, they are used to dig. Other countries they use cows, but here people use donkeys to dig and also to carry logs, to carry like luggages, not luggages. But other counties, like I found in Korea, they use these big cows. Even here they use the cows, but sometimes we find one person, two person using the donkeys. But for me, I prefer the bulls because they are more stronger than the donkeys. Donkeys are weak genes, They are strong, but not like strong in terms of the shoulders, For you to pull something, you need to be strong on the shoulders, like the big bulls, massive big bulls. So I want to show you the river. It's Sava, but now the water levels are high because it's during we just came out of some few rains have happened. I was told some few days it has been raining here. That tells you that now the water level is not that low. It's somehow a bit higher. So when I was going up, all these places here, I used to have trees all over. Trees all over the place. Now you can see it's kind of more rocky. Of trees all over. I need to show you very well. But like wash clothing here. Someone has been here for the last few days, few hours. The river, come over from that side and down. And it's deep, guys, it's very deep. So the river is very deep, don't just take it for granted. It's a deep river, and when you want to swim, you need to be very careful because some parts are rocky and some parts are very deep. And if you want to know a deep river, it moves very slowly, like that side where that leg is, down there. So you see a river that's moving very slowly, that means it's very deep. But a place that moves very fast like this one here, that tells you that the water levels are not very high. So it used to be a river that people used to come and swim here, but you have to make sure you know a person who lives around this area, so that he tells you the best part where you can be able to swim. And where I'm walking now, it used to be purely a forest, a very thick forest that was comprised of indigenous trees, It was all indigenous, you can see. But now still have some few remnants of indigenous trees, but all were cut down. You know, people are just cutting down and replacing them with these eucalyptus, which are not really good. So, but it used to be purely forest here. Let me see, there's a stream here. I can drink some water because I'm very thirsty. It's a bridge that was built some few years back. Never end here. Look at the speed of the water. Very fast. Very, very fast. You joke with it, you might die. Let me show you the other end. Hapa ni moto. Moto ni fire hapa. You can see. Let me drink some water here first, then I come back. Very thirsty. This is very clean water. Very clean water. So the water comes from springs, like springs here. The water comes from the springs. Look at that small waterfall here. Let me cross on this other side. I'll show you very well. So I can call it a small waterfall. This is the best view now here. So when it rains, it becomes so deep. You can see this other side. So these were the trees that were all over the lake, along the lake. These big leaves. And we used to have plenty of birds here. The source of water. So there's no joke here, guys. So most of the time, the water level used to be very high. Especially on this other side here. So going down there used to be like very high water level. Look at the bridge, the water level on the beach side is very high. Oh, so let's keep going up, guys. Let's keep moving. There's a very strong hill here, right? Very strong steep, which you need to prepare yourself for a tough walk up. Tough walk up. So guys, if you are joining now, guys, my name is Sande. Welcome to this amazing YouTube channel. It's Sande. As I promised you earlier, I told you that we'll get back to the village. So we're having a few village series videos for you to see them and enjoy the up country. I've been in town for a very long time. You know, I've seen Nairobi, Kiambu, Machakos, and now we've been getting into the village. So our village experience for a while, which I'm really enjoying at the moment. So I've really traversed the area. Went to that forest. I've been talking about that guy who lives in the forest, and as I promise you, I look for someone who will be able to talk to the person, have an interview for him. We'll interview the guy, we try to get to know about him and why he chose that lifestyle. That will happen on this channel very soon. Very soon. Got on something here. The guy is struggling to mow. Oh, how is struggling? This tea. They have some tea plantations here. It's the Rural Assembly of God. It's a church here. So, as you have seen, there are several churches, and most of the churches are just on the road. It is really good because you don't need to get inside deep in the village. You know, Kenyans, majority of Kenyans are Christians, so expect to have such kind of a show like churches. But also in the villages, there are less on this area. There are less Muslims. But if you go to a village in a place like Mumias, which is in Kakamega County, find that there are more Muslims than there are like more Muslims compared to this area. So see, it's here. Let's find like one or two. They're not that. There are not like a lot of them spread all over. It's a kales here. Sukuma wiki. Call them Sukuma wiki. But the guy has not really taken care of the farm very well. He used to till it, to move the weeds. The farms look so nice. I'm done with the uphill. It was a very a slope like this, so you have to climb slowly. Pole. You know, if you rush, you get tired very fast. You see? Pole. So I can remember this road like yesterday. I used to pass here when we were going to school every morning and every evening. So if you watch my previous video, I showed you where our first home. Then we moved to the other side here. So but now I used to school on this side when I was still living on the other side. So you have to wake up in the morning earlier than everyone. Then we used to run very fast. You know, you have to run. Going to school, you have to run. So I've been fit my entire life, you can imagine. Running in primary school, also in high school. I went in a school that was very, was a lot of, used to have a lot of sports. So it was a very interesting experience, which I don't take it for granted, guys. Take it for granted. Also, you need to be healthy to run. And see, these guys are luckily walking with we call them these Crocs. Just came some years back. They never used to be here. For us during our time, we used to walk barefoot. No Crocs at all. Walk barefoot. Habari. So that was the difference now. That is like having a shoe to wear. They are well prepared, well sorted, But also that time, during our time, the roads did not have like a lot of rocks or stones all over. It used to be like more of a mud soil, mud roads, like the mud without a maram on it. Nowadays it's more of maram. Ni aje? Uko poa? Yeah. So now it's more of marams. So that means that it's rocky somehow. So you need to be very careful when you're walking here. Very, very careful. Oh, that hill was tough, guys. For the last 2 days I've not been having a very tough walk. That hill was very tough. Feel my legs at the moment. Some kales here. He's a serious farmer. Serious farmer here. So nowadays people tend to do more of vegetable farming than any other crops, because for the veggies they'll take a shorter time to mature. So instead of like planting maize, which will take you like 3 good months, and plant sukuma wiki, it will take you like 1.5 months to harvest. And if you do it in a very organized way, you end up harvesting, making more money than someone who has done who has planted maize. Because for maize, 3 good months, that's not the difference, guys. And if you go for the sukuma wiki, the veggies, they do so fast, and the ready market for that. You can take it to the schools and so on. So this road has just been prepared very recently. So for me, I prefer the dark maram than the dark than the brown one, because the dark one is able to stick very well to the soil. It's kind of sticky, so it's able to be compacted together. So whenever the vehicles are moving, it becomes like more easier to move, because they are not like they're not sliding, because it's kind of compacted. They just stick like when I think that it's cement. They really stick together and get compacted together. Oh, I've done a real walk this evening, by the way, for sure. It's been a real